Hey everyone, my name is Toby Mobias, and I'm the voice of Calendar Man, Julian Day, in Gotham High. I've been acting as far back as I can remember, and I've been interested in voice acting since I was about 10 years old. I've done plays, student films, and I even puppeteered for a locally produced TV pilot. That's me as the hillbilly with the shotgun. The voice was never mine, though. In both cases, they were by other people. One was actually a friend of my grandfather's from high school. It wasn't until around high school when I finally got to do some voice work and some flash animations, namely for my good friend Kevin Lordy and his cartoons.
Exactly! What makes her think she's got what it takes to top me? No one can dupe me. I'm the prankster extraordinaire. I suppose she would be bound to me forever if we got married. She'd totally have to do me whenever I wanted.
That's me as the sadistic and conniving bro. When I recorded that, I didn't have a soundproof area to do my work in, so I had to use the family computer in the dining room, so I couldn't scream properly. Naturally, the most commented part of the video, from a voice acting standpoint, was how terrible my yell sounded. But enough about my acting experience, let's talk about The Dark Knight. I've been a lifelong fan of the Bat, and even though I don't read the comics, I still enjoy hearing about how things are going in print, and I get as mad as anyone when they change or do something for the worse. My biggest exposure to the mythos was probably the various cartoons, my favorite being Batman Beyond. I just love the future presented for the DC animated universe, and Terry McGinnis, while not as cool as Bruce Wayne, is an interesting and complex character, and more than worthy of taking up the mantle of Batman. Since my favorite series is about the older Bruce Wayne adjusting to the new version of the criminal element, it's almost a bit odd that I got cast in a series where Bruce hasn't even donned the cowl yet. But the writers of Gotham High are doing such a good job of making the characters and the world believable that it's really easy to be sucked into. Well, as believable as you can be in the DC universe anyway. Being a part of Gotham High has put me in contact with so many smart, funny, just incredibly talented people, and we really hope you dig what we're doing with the series and with these characters that everyone just sort of knows and loves, you know? Actually, until I got the part of Calendar Man, I actually didn't know that much about the character. I couldn't remember them from Batman TAS, from any of the previous cartoons, but then I saw an episode of Brave and the Bold with Calendar Man in it. And then I did some research on the character, because until that point I hadn't played the Arkham games, which for some reason he's a big fat guy in those games with the abbreviations of the months wrapped around his head. I don't quite understand what's up with that, but whatever.
You might say I'd overdone it. And in truth, at that point, my love and I had not actually met. Ever the romantic, I followed her to her apartment. Loudly proclaiming my love, I drowned out her screams of protest. Sadly, it was not to be. So instead of smothering her with gifts, I simply smothered her.
You know, being able to learn about this new character that I hadn't heard of before is just one of the really cool things about doing this show. I'm learning more about the DC universe, about Batman's mythos. That's what's really cool about projects like these, fan projects. You know, you learn more about the property, and that's always really interesting to me. Well, that's pretty much it for now. Hopefully you'll be seeing some more of me and the rest of the cast in the future as we do different stuff for the show. So until then, later guys.